Hello, good evening to you. The political divide between the Prime Minister on his first official visit to Scotland and the First Minister is vast. But they were in agreement on one matter, the creation of 2 free ports in Scotland. Our political editor Glenn Campbell reports.
At the port of Cromarty, Rishi Sunaks confirmed it'll be part of one of the 2 new free ports in Scotland, able to take advantage of substantial tax breaks. It's a joint announcement by the UK and Scottish governments.
This new free port's going to bring jobs, investment and opportunity to these 2 places in Scotland and their entire regions. It's a very positive example of what's possible, and that's why I'm keen to have a constructive dialogue.
There was more than an hour of discussion with the First Minister over dinner in Inverness last night. Talks focused on tackling shared challenges like the NHS.
So there already has been more money that's been put into the NHS, and that money has come to the Scottish Government to use as they see fit. The NHS is receiving record sums.
Is there any more money? You clapped for carers during the pandemic. Don't they deserve an inflation-matching pay rise?
Now, look, talks are ongoing. The government's always been clear that we want to have an open door, we want to have an honest two-way dialogue about some of the things that we're all seeing, and it's important that pay settlements that are reasonable, but most importantly, they're also responsible for the country and that they're affordable.
There's much the Prime Minister and First Minister do not agree on, including energy policy, UK laws to limit strike action, and Scottish reform of gender recognition law, which UK ministers are threatening to block.
What is it you're worried about?
We're waiting to see the advice, and it may well be that the law impacts on other aspects of the United Kingdom, across the United Kingdom. That's why we have an established process in place. It's entirely reasonable, it's entirely standard, it's been there for years, if not decades, and we're just following that process.
Wouldn't that cause enormous strain in relations between the UK and Scottish governments if you did step in to block it?
I think jumping ahead of ourselves, as I said, we're just being entirely reasonable in following the established practice.
There have been tensions between Nicola Sturgeon and each of the 5 Conservative Prime Ministers she's dealt with as First Minister, not least over independence.
Scottish democracy is being undermined at every turn. The Scottish Parliament is saying it has a view in relation to something, and the UK Parliament is willing to overturn that. And of course, that fits perfectly into that wider position that we have from a UK perspective, where Scotland's democracy is being denied.
Rishi Sunaks says he wants a better working relationship with the devolved government, but their cooperation on the likes of free ports could soon be clouded by a bitter court battle if the UK does decide to stop Holyrood's gender bill becoming law.
As well as Cromarty Firth, the 4th was also confirmed as Scotland's first green free ports by the UK and Scottish governments during the Prime Minister's visit. UK and Scottish ministers say the special business zones will create thousands of jobs and bring significant investment.